Good afternoon, Minister Lim, Minister Goh Bin, Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, media friends. Thank you so much for coming. I'm very sitting there touched and moved because this office is our first office in South Asia on the EWTP. It's the commitment of Alibaba. In the past year, so many things happened, but we never changed our commitment to Malaysia. And thank you so much. Really, it's a small office, but it's much bigger than 18 years ago, my office, my apartment. 18 years ago in my apartment, 18 people, we decided to do something big. We decided to use the internet to support a small business, using internet to empower small business, young people, so they can grow faster, they can do business easier. As Minister Lim said, today we start Malaysia's small business dream here. 18 years ago, before 18 years, we saw so many American dreams. There is no Chinese dreams. And there's no other dreams. And I told my people, Jack Ma is not a tech guy, and none of the 18 people are so-called talented people. And I said, if Jack and his team can be successful, 80% of the young people in China, in the world, can be successful. None of us graduate from big universities. We don't have money. We don't have the technology, but we believe the future. We think the future cannot be wait. We have to create our future together. So start from this office in Malaysia. We want to start our EWTP dream from here. And I think, thank you so much for all the partners, for your supporting in the past year. Without your effort, without we working together, this office can never be open in such a short time. Alibaba go to any countries, we mainly focus on three things. We want to digitalize the local partners, digitalize local country, and we want to support small business and young people. And we want to empower the small business young people, empower them to go global. Today, this office, we have 80 seats, but only have 10, 20 people. But we will grow from here. But I will never see this office we have in Malaysia, Alibaba people, we have more than 10,000 people. We want to enable more Malaysia partners here. We want to create more jobs in Malaysia. Alibaba today has created 36 million jobs in China. And millions of small business because of us. They grow so good. We know one thing in DT time, digital time, the difference between IT and DT. IT is to empower yourself. DT is to empower the others. We believe only empower the others, only making your partner successful, you can be successful. In the internet time, everything is www, is win-win-win. The first win, the first W should be given to your customers. If the customer do not succeed, you will never last long. And the second wing is for the partners. And the third wing is yourself. So we think we come here, the difference between our model and American model or traditional globalized model is that we come here looking for partners. We come here to enable partners. We want the partners to be the local king here. Because we know only when partners succeed, we can be successful. So we come here to work with Malaysian young people. These days, we see so many excellent, talented Malaysian young people. Your country is so unique. You have so many young people. We would do anything to empower them, to help them. And I think Alibaba needs Malaysian people. Ambassador and I had a good discussion today. The most treasurable things here in this country are the people, are the talents. And Alibaba go global. The first, yesterday at 12 o'clock in the evening, we went out for a drink with a group of Alibaba people. We decided we will make this place as the training center for Malaysian people so they can go out globally with us. By supporting Malaysian young people in the future will support Alibaba go global. This morning I had a fantastic, great meeting with PM. Very interesting. My inspiration came from the MSC. I started my business in 1995, started China Page, the first internet company in China. And I was wondering where it goes, how internet, how this kind of technology, digital technology can empower society, empower people. Then one day I was reading newspaper. I saw this multimedia super corridor. I said, wow, this is a genius idea. How can this thing happen? How this thing could happen? So I watched for many years. I did not see it worked out. And last year, when I got this idea of EWTP Malaysia, and I think this is 20 years ago dream we should implement here. And this will make a real multimedia super corridor to empower most of the small, medium-sized companies, empower the young people. And the day when I read this news in China in 1997, I said, if Malaysia could, why China could not have it? If this kind of thing could happen, why I should not start from myself in my apartment? So Malaysia inspired me on the Alibaba. And this morning I thank PM for his great inspiration for MSC. And to my great surprise, he's a legend. 93 years old. He has such a great vision for technology. He has such a great knowledge on the technology. I know so little about technology. So when I talk to him, I think I should go back to read more books. And we share a lot of similarities. We believe internet, we believe technology, we believe young people. And I'm very touched and moved by his passion about supporting the village guys, the poor, the rural areas people. We're both interested in how we can use the technology today to empower the rural farmers. How can we create jobs for them? How can we make them more productivity? So this morning we agreed that we're using the technology in Alibaba together with the partners here, together with the Malaysia government, that we will train as many young people as possible, to train and work with as many small business as possible, to using technology to empower Malaysia. And before I came here, people said a lot of words about the China-Malaysia relationship and business community. And I say, just like 20 years ago, many people have a worry about internet. Many people worry about this, worry about that. I think worry never solves problems. I came myself. I feel it, I touch it, I spent 1 hour with PM this morning. I will say, I'm very confident in Malaysia, I'm very confident in China, I'm very confident in the Malaysia and China relationship, and I'm confident in the China business community that coming to Malaysia to invest. There is a problem. How can there's no problem after 20 years, China is the largest business partner of Malaysia. So I think it is issue, it is a problem, this problem can be solved. If there's no problem, that is a big problem, right? There is a problem, it is okay. Our people like us, job is to solve the problems. People say there will be a lot of reviews. So what? Our company have reviews every quarter. We need to have reviews all the time to check what is right, what is wrong. But as long as we believe the future, as long as we believe the partnership, as long as we believe that if we work together, we can solve a lot of problems. So I'm sure that Malaysia government will continue, as Minister Lim just said, will continue the policy to open to the foreign investment. And every foreign investment, every company come to Malaysia or go to any countries should follow the rules and laws, respect the culture, create value, create jobs. That is what called globalization means. So I am confident in the Malaysia small business and young people. And today I would say that a lot of people are against globalization. I'm 100% believer of globalization. Nobody can stop globalization. Globalization has nothing wrong. In the past 30 years, globalization, global trade supported global business. But globalization needs to be improved. In the past 30 years, the globalization, the global trade was controlled by the 60,000 big companies. If we can support 16 million small business, if we can support 60 million small business around the world, they can do business. I think that is called inclusive globalization. That is the future, that is the hope of sustainable economy. In the future, there will be not called e-commerce, it's called e-business. 80% of the small business will be online, and 80% of the small business, they will be global. If they do not think global, there will be no future for them. If you want only sell your products in your town, you will never survive. You have to sell your products to Norway, to Argentina, to any place you can imagine. We should never block our thinking. Right? We should think out of the box. In the future, there will be no made in China, there will be no made in America, there will be made in internet. Everything is exchanged on the internet. It may design it here, manufacture there, and sell there. And in the future, there will be no B2C. It should be C2B, consumer to business. Everything should be tailor-made. So if most of the things are tailor-made, big companies are very difficult to do. It is opportunity for small business. In the future, the trade shows will be not in the offline. Most of the trade shows, 24 hours, will be online. And in the future, I think international trade is not going to go through containers. It will go through packages. Can you imagine 8 years ago, China has only less than 80,000 packages delivered on the street. Today, this year, China will create more than 50 billion packages. So this number alone, China alone, is bigger than the whole world, all the packages put together. That is because of internet. That is because of e-commerce. That is because of C2B. So we come here to serve the small business. We come here to serve the future of the small business. It is our opportunity, and it is our responsibility. We know it is not easy, just like a business. When you do business, how can you not have a fight? How can you not have issues? But when you solve this fight, when you solve these issues, that is the opportunity. So I would like to say China is a huge opportunity for everybody in the world. President Xi announced again and again that in next 5 years, China is going to import $8 trillion US dollars. And I think $8 trillion US dollars import to China is going to change the global trade map. China has 300 million middle class. In next 50 years, China will go across 500 million people, middle class. Where in this world can find such a huge market? And China has huge stomach. Imagine, you know how many chickens we eat every year? We eat 8 billion chickens every year. All right, so things change so fast. China is shifting from exporting to import. China needs to import enough things. So I'm here today very happy to announce that next month, July the 6th, we are going to launch the Malaysia Week. The Malaysia Week symbolizes that we would like to introduce more Malaysia products to Chinese consumers. And this is the first time we spend 1 week to promote one country. This is because Malaysia is our partner. It's our commitment. It's the first office of EWTP outside China. We want every Chinese consumers to understand more about Malaysia, to understand more about Malaysia products. Not only the durian, not only all these fruits, but also Malaysia movies, Malaysia TVs, Malaysia views, and Malaysia culture. You know, China, last year, there were about 160 million people traveling outside China last year. That is a moving country, 160 million. And these people will bring a lot of opportunities to many, many small, medium-sized companies that related to the tourism. So we changed the EWTP internally called EWTTP, Electronic World Trade and Tourism Platform. We believe bring tourism to many developing countries means bring a lot of opportunities and jobs. So we hope next month, the week, we start from this is the first year. We hope we can continue to do next 10 years. You know, the first November 11 was tiny. Last year, November 11 was number 9-year anniversary. We sold 254 billion US dollars for one day. So we hope we continue to do Malaysia Week for 10 years. This means a lot to China and means a lot to small, medium-sized companies to Malaysia. And we will not only helping Malaysia's small business export to China, we'll bring a lot of Chinese tourism here, which is a good thing or bad thing, I don't know, because they will eat all the durians. So a lot of people worry about the global trade, and people start to hate global trade, and we think when trade stops, war starts. We should never use trade as the weapon against the others. We should use trade as the ambassador to communicate, to exchange culture, to exchange respect. So we think China and Malaysia should exchange trade as much as possible. Only by trade we can solve most of the problems and issues. So with this, we hope that we work together, and we will one day, I think we will be surprised and proud for the office we launched today and all the young people. Nobody believed that Alibaba could survive in the past 18 years. We survived not because of luck, because of hard work, because of 24 hours, every minute we think about the future. Every minute we create our future. So I think all the young people in Malaysia, opportunity is there. When people complain, that is opportunity. Solve the complaints, you will be successful. So my speech today here is short. But I think Alibaba's story in Malaysia will be long, and we will make the story together. And thank you very much, and Selamat Hari Raya. Thank you.